Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on a really solid but underrated game that has returned to Steam in Alice Madness Returns. A game that kind of went under the radar. I mean, it was talked about back in, I believe, 2010 or 2011 when it initially came out, but we'll talk about it here as it is back on Steam. And Xbox Game Pass, I guess we should just call it Game Pass in general since it's on PC and we're talking the PC updates. Some awesome games hitting Xbox Game Pass, and I said it again, hitting PC Game Pass in March. We'll talk that in just a little bit, but first up, Alice Madness Returns has returned to Steam. This is a game that was a super quirky title that came out on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 in the early 2010s, and, you know, it wasn't really my cup of tea, but I know a lot of people really enjoyed it, and it was available on Steam. However, it had been pulled for a little bit, but now it's finally back on Steam as well. Alice Madness Returns is a third-person single-player action-adventure platformer. Visit the grim reality of Victorian London and travel to the beautiful yet ghastly Wonderland to uncover the root of Alice's madness. Again, you've got some action gameplay here. You've got some puzzles as well. Very easy game to run as well, given that it came out like a decade ago. Intel Core 2 Duo running at 1.6 gigahertz, and Athlon X2 at 1.6 gigahertz as well. Those are some throwback CPUs. 2,480 megabytes of RAM, 8.5 gigabytes of hard disk space, and a GeForce 7600 or an ATI Radeon X1650, 256 megabytes or greater. Holy hell, those are some throwbacks. It also notes GeForce 8400, 9400, 210, ATI Radeon HD 2400, HD 3200, HD 4300, as well as integrated versions of supported chipsets that hit the minimum requirements. So yes, I think if you guys have a PC that was in, I don't know, the last 5-7 years, you should be able to run this game no problem, and even, you know, a decade plus ago. But yeah, that's back on Steam. It is $19.99, probably wouldn't pay $20 for it, but when it does go on sale, might be worth a pickup then. So keep your eyes on that. Maybe add it to your wish list. I mean, there's gonna be a Steam sale probably next week. Okay, maybe not next week, but no, there should be a big one pretty soon here, so yeah, you guys are going to get an opportunity to pick this game up at a cheaper price, so be on the lookout for that. Hey, we're not even that far away from the summer sale. What, 3 months away? With what's going on in the world, that'll pass by, like, tomorrow. So yeah, that is back on Steam. Next up, Xbox Game Pass updates. I said it again, PC Game Pass updates. You got Microsoft Flight Simulator hitting the cloud. That's already available on Game Pass for you to download through on your PC. Far Changing Tides, which just came out, so that's a day one title on Xbox Game Pass. Very nice to see that. Far Alone Sales was a pretty well-received game, so nice to see that as well. Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13 drops March 3rd. In my opinion, Final Fantasy 13, the original, was fantastic. After that, 13-2, Lightning Returns, I did not really enjoy those games. They were okay, but people didn't, like, a lot of people didn't even like Final Fantasy 13. I thought Final Fantasy 13 was pretty good, yes, incredibly linear. Lightning Returns has this time mechanic, the story is kind of jumbled. I wasn't a big fan of it, let's just put it that way, but it'll be available on March 3rd for console and PC. Kentucky Route Zero, March 10th, that'll be available on cloud, console, and PC. That is definitely a nice addition here. Lawn Mowing Simulator, March 10th, and then a big one, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, March 10th. This is a great game. You know, there are some issues with it. I know not everybody was high on the gameplay aspects of the game, but I really enjoyed it from a narrative standpoint. The characters were super engaging, and I'm not a big Marvel person. I didn't even watch the movies. Gotta get around to that at some point. But I enjoyed the game, and I liked the gameplay more than most people. I thought the platforming sections were quite good. It seems like the combat is where people had an issue with, and yeah, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but I think it's fine, and the other elements of the game definitely bring it up to the level of a high-quality title. You know, by the end, it gets a little bit too much of, yo, let's just throw as many enemies as we can at the player, and I thought that was kind of not the greatest by the end, but overall, positives greatly outweigh the negatives. Highly recommend you play this one. Really enjoyed it. And hopefully it does get a sequel. I know that the early commercial numbers weren't fantastic for the game, but sales for this game have picked up. It looks like Microsoft wrote Square Enix a healthy check to add this game to Xbox Game Pass, and hopefully at some point we do get a sequel, because I thought it was a great game. Relatively lengthy as well. For a linear single-player title, pretty lengthy, all things considered. Like, not 20-25 hours long, but it has a bit of replayability and collectibles in the game as well, so I enjoyed it quite a bit, and a lot of fan service. If you are a Marvel guy, you got so many different costumes and whatnot, so yeah, there is that. And then also Young Souls, another day one title, March 10th. Gear up and begin your journey, solo or co-op. Rescue the Professor. Young Souls draws you in with not only its stunning art direction, clever beat-em-up gameplay, and RPG mechanics, but also with its sharp writing and incredible universe setting between two worlds you'll fall in love with. Plus, Ultimate members can play with Xbox Touch controls from their mobile device on day one with cloud gaming. It's console and PC as well as cloud. That'll be dropping on March the 10th. So that's just the early portion of March titles, and that's a pretty stacked lineup. You know, we've seen better. We're not getting any Microsoft new releases here, as far as, you know, first-party titles, but Guardians of the Galaxy, Kentucky Route Zero, Far Changing Tides, and Young Souls, those two being new releases. Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13, yeah, I'm not big on that game, but, you know, it's still a pretty notable title if you want to go through the whole FF13 trilogy. Very solid additions to Xbox Game Pass. Do quite like what I'm seeing there, and hopefully at some point we get Game Pass integrated to Steam. I think that would be fantastic to see, as Gabe Newell did talk about they would be open to helping out Microsoft do that. I think that would open the floodgates to a lot more people subscribing to Xbox Game Pass as well, but who knows? Maybe Microsoft wants to keep it facilitated onto their own platform, keep all the revenue. Hey, they're offering so much value. In this case, I wouldn't be all too upset if they don't bring it on over to Steam, because they're killing it with all the games that they're dropping on there. How viable is this going to be for the long term? I don't know, but I'm going to enjoy spending my $10 a month and getting access to all these games. And honestly, I just stacked so many months of this that I have a Game Pass subscription for quite a while, and I know a lot of you guys did that as well. So we're going to be eating well for the next couple of years. So that's going to do it for me. Again, Alice Madness Returns, that is available on Steam right now. $19.99, like, that's a fine price point. You can buy it if you want, but by the time, you know, a new sale rolls around, I could easily see it being like 75% off for $4.99, so might be best waiting on that one. But that was a game I know a lot of people enjoyed back in the day. And then also, coming soon to Xbox Game Pass, you've got Flight Simulator on the cloud, Far Changing Tides, Kentucky Route Zero, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Young Souls, Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13, and by the way, Lawn Mowing Simulator is Xbox One only, but yeah, a healthy roster of games there for PC. Guardians of the Galaxy is tremendous. Young Souls and Far Changing Tides being brand new releases, even though they're smaller scale games, that's still super nice to see. And again, this is early March only. March 10th is what this is running up to, so great lineup of games there. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can always leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.